planty people, it's Krista with Botanical Bird, and this week I want to talk about a few plants that I regret buying. And I feel like regret is kind of a loose term here in that I do not wish that I hadn't had the experience of trying to care for them, except for the first plant I'll talk about that was silly. But I think it's better to say that they have left a bad taste in my mouth. Some of these plants also, I don't regret getting it the first time, but when I was trying to learn from my mistakes and get it a second time, but it still didn't work out very well, I regret the second purchase. Okay, so the first plant that I want to talk about is the Philodendron Birkin. And this is a plant that I truly do regret buying. I think I got it out of just the fad because they were super in at the time and I liked how they looked, but mine never got that great variegation that we're all looking for. I think it also, as a leaf matures, it kind of loses its variegation, and in order to keep it, in my experience, it needed a lot more light than what I was able to give it, or willing to give it maybe. Like I could have put it in a place that got better light, but there were already plants that were there that were like VIP plants. And so I think I ended up getting rid of it. And I don't have this plant still with me, so if I can find a picture, I'll put it here. If not, it'll just be like a stock photo from Google. But so that's definitely the number one plant that I truly do regret getting. Next is another huge plant fad that I'd say like maybe I truly regret it, maybe not. I got a Fiddle Leaf Fig, and I know you're all like, oh, but I love Fiddle Leaf Figs. I'm sorry, more Fiddle Leaf Figs for you. I think they're just one of those plants that everyone loves it so much, and that, like, I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I definitely think I can see why people like it, but I think it just doesn't do it for me. Like, I think the leaves are ginormous, which, like, that's cool, but they're known for being super picky and dropping their leaves and not liking being messed with. And I just felt like it wasn't really worth it. Like I ended up giving mine away to my friend because it kind of just made me mad. Like I sent it out to the back porch to die over like early winter, and it was like holding on, but I don't know. I think I got it because I got so excited because it was one of those plants that everyone likes, even though I didn't like it. And so I just shouldn't have gotten it, but I did anyway. So you live and you learn, right? Okay, the next plant I actually do have with me, so I will go get it and bring it back. All right, so this next one I actually still have, so I figured I'd show it to you. It's a Philodendron Prince of Orange, and I don't know if I can say I regret it. I think it was just one of those plants that I was going plant shopping just for fun, and I saw it and I picked it up. And I totally do that with lots of other plants, and I end up loving them. But this just it's kind of like the Philodendron Birkin, in which I want it to look like that mature plant that you see everyone have on Instagram. And mine was like a juvenile that wasn't getting a whole lot of light. And so obviously it's not gonna have that amazing orange color that like lots of other people's Prince of Oranges do. Now it's looking really cool because I think it's unfurling 3 leaves at the same time. And we all know philodendron look hella weird when they're unfurling their leaves. So there's like the trifecta. Can you see the 3 leaves that are all unfurling? And these are the most orange for sure by far, or that one is, I guess. And like it's kind of like the Birkin, where over time mature leaves will lose their orange color and they'll go back to green, which is okay. And so that kind of just makes me sad that like it's eventually all just gonna look green like this, right? I feel like the orange part is like what makes it really special, right? It's a Prince of Orange. And I just think that like it just didn't live up to my expectations. So I don't know. I don't hate it, like I still have it, but I mostly only kept it because I started giving it more light, and then it's producing this orange leaf, so it's kind of the only reason I still have it. Maybe I'll end up giving it away. Okay, so the next one's a pretty funny story. I was checking out a local garden center, and they had a Sedum Limezinger. I'd never heard of them before, but they looked like little succulents that were like roses, and I heard it could be ground cover, so I was like hoping it'd really spread out, and I was gonna put it in this like wide planter so it'd be like a little succulent garden. And I did not know the care very well, and so I fertilized it, which you're not supposed to do. So I killed it, And then I got another one, and I like wanted to put them outside because at the time I was living in this apartment that had a west facing balcony. And so I was like, oh great, it's gonna get all this great light. It's like a succulent. And then I ended up like burning it to a crisp, and I just wasn't willing to bring it inside. Like I wanted a plant to sit out there. It was gonna look great out there, and it just wasn't. But then getting the second plant, I think I just should have stopped while I was ahead. Another one, I regret the replacement plant. It was a maidenhair fern, and I got my first one at the beginning of the pandemic, and I was like, oh, it's no sweat. Like I'm working from home right now. I can totally water it every day or every other day and keep the soil really moist. And I did, and I was misting it, and I just thought like I was doing all of the best care that I could, but it still had leaves that were browning. And so found myself cutting a lot of different stems to make it look better, like there was less dying growth, but then it just looked more sparse. The whole plant looked more sparse, and so it didn't work out very well. But I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I don't know what I thought I did wrong, but I'll get another one and I'll try again, because I saw it for a really great price at a grocery store nearby, and I was like, I can't believe that I found this maidenhair fern. It's so full, the price is amazing. And so I tried again because I wanted to improve on my mistakes, right? And the same thing just happened again, and I just decided like fern in general are just not for me. And so I think I should have just stopped on the first try too. The last one might surprise you guys. It was a Monstera Thai Constellation. I don't have anything against the plant. I think the plant is beautiful. I also love Albo Monsteras. I've never had one before, but I regret it in that I am not great at caring for Monstera, especially Monstera deliciosa. I'm just not. Like all of mine have gotten thrips or they die, even though they're known for being really adaptive to most environments. And for some reason I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll get it right with this really expensive one. And so I got it, and it had like 5 leaves. It was beautiful. It was shipped so well, and I kept it happy for quite a while. It did unfurl a new leaf. It was fenestrated. It was beautiful. It was highly variegated. And then I think I did the winning combo of underwatering and overwatering. I'm not sure in which order, and it rotted. I tried to even propagate the node, I think, and that rotted too. So there was just like no coming back from it. And I definitely think that I should have waited to get that until I mastered taking care of Monstera first. So to all of you guys out there, if you're like me and you struggle with a plant, do not then buy a very expensive, fancy species of that plant in hopes that that will be the species for you. It might be, but it might not, and then you might be a lot of money in the hole for no reason. But all of this is like in good fun, right? Like I don't truly regret these experiences. I think that they all taught me something, but I would not purchase these plants again, at least without learning a lot more or practicing with cheaper plants or whatever. So that's it for this video. If you guys have any plants that you regret buying, I'd love to read about them in the comments below. I'm definitely not shaming you. I have my fair share too. Or if you have any tips for me on those plants, or if you love those plants and you want to explain to me why you love them, that is totally cool too. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Botanical Bird, and bird has a U in it, not an I. Follow my plenty Instagram, which is at botanical_bird, and visit our website at botanicalbird.com. We'd love to have you visit. And remember, we're rooting for you. Bye.